it's the last home game for a lot of guys. They're putting in a lot of hard work and efforts, and we need to try to send them out on a good note. And we also understand how football works, so we have to have a great week of practice. We got to continue to tweak things here and there to make improvements to help our team. We've got to work as hard as we've ever worked. We've got to keep the same hunger that we had this past week and the same drive to want to, try to achieve something. And then we got to go out, and play a football team that we've had a hard time with since I've been here. They're disciplined. They play really good defense. They're physical up front on both sides of the ball. They try to run the ball, and they force you to beat yourself. So, we got to make sure that we, come ready to play and understand what it takes to win a football game in this conference.
Okay, Jeff, you understand all the Purdue scenarios to win the West. I know you don't like looking ahead, but I got to ask.
Well, once again, at this point in the season, a lot of things can happen. We understand that, and we have to control ourselves. So, a home game against Northwestern is the challenge ahead. That's the only thing that we can focus on, or we're not going to win the football game.
What's it like to have the program in this position this late in the year?
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I think that our guys have worked hard to put ourselves in a position to achieve hopefully a good season if we continue to play well. But just like every week, there's a lot of football left to be played, and we have to find ways to continue to improve. And we've most of our wins against FBS opponents, it's been by a touchdown or less, and we've got beat handily a couple times in the past month. So I think it's important to just try to keep working hard to make improvements, tweak the team, make some adjustments, and try to find a way to get better. And that's critical at this time of the year.
Devin Mockby's got over 700 yards rushing, 2 games in the bowl left. What would it mean, Jeff, to get him 1,000 yards?
Well, we do want to make sure that we continue to maintain balance. When I say that, the ability to do both, pass the ball and run the football. And I think that Devin definitely has some elusive skills to him. He's done a really good job. Our other running backs have worked hard and are ready to go. But, it's important that we find a way to run the football and get yards on the ground and get big plays in the running game. And whether it's Devin, Dylan, or any of our running backs, or even our quarterbacks, but we got to find a way to do that.
I think the last 5 games you've only been able to play your 6 offensive linemen. You just talk about how that unit's performed. I guess the fact that they stayed healthy too.
Well, it was great to see them do a really good job this past week against a good defense and not give up any sacks. And obviously that's on everybody. They got the ball out quickly at times, but our offensive line has worked hard all year long, and they don't get a whole lot of credit, but they work extremely hard. A lot of guys are banged up right now, just like every team. They continue to play through things that they have, and we got to hope that we can continue with those 6 the rest of the way. It's going to be important that we have all 6, and that's thin enough as it is. We've got to make sure we take care of during the week while we get enough good practice in, and hopefully they can stay healthy.
The Northwestern's lost 9 in a row. Have you ever been part of a program that struggled like this, and what makes a team like this dangerous?
You know what? Coach Fitzgerald done a great job. He has achieved a lot of success by doing it the right way, by just building a program of discipline and toughness and hard work. And they played some good football at times. They played Penn State very close. They played Maryland very close. They played Ohio State very close. They have the capability to win football games. I think they understand that, and that just like on every football team, it takes all 3 segments. So the defense has to play well, the offense has to play well, special teams do. And if you don't have all 3, you're not going to win in this conference. And I just think that they probably feel like they're very close to getting over the hump. And just as we know that we're very close to falling off the edge if we don't do a lot of things correctly. That's just how the game's going to work. And I don't think it'll change, but, you know, they're a very well coached football team, and we will have our hands full on Saturday.
Staying with the Northwestern theme, Evan Hall, just how much of a centerpiece is he for that offense, and how much does he need to be a focus for your defense this week?
Well, he's got to be the main focus. He's a really good running back. He's physical, he's tough, he's played a lot of football, and, you know, we have to be able to stop him, and that needs to be, without question, the central focus, and I'm sure they're going to give it to him in a lot of different ways, and we're going to have to make sure that, you know, we don't allow him to beat us.
I'll butcher the guy's name, but the offensive lineman they have, Peter, how much do they just run behind him, or how much is he maybe a different centerpiece for what they want to do offensively?
Well, he's really good. He's going to be a high first round pick, and I remember when we tried to recruit him coming out, he was very talented then. I just think he's continued to work. He's got athleticism, he's got strength, he's got really good feet. You know, you're not going to win a lot of one-on-one matches with him. You're going to have to, you know, make your hay somewhere else. So, you know, he's been solid all year long, and without question, when you have that runner and that blocker, I'm sure they'll run behind him a lot.
Your defensive line would appear starting to get payoffs with some sacks and more pressures back there. Has that just been a constant thing all year, where you've had to kind of wait for that to happen with the depth that you've had on the line?
Well, I actually think they played hard all year long. Thought we did a better job in the coverage aspect this past game that helped us get those sacks. So I do think it's a combination of a lot of things. Like everything, every little detail matters. I thought we tweaked the plan and had a better plan coming in that our guys took advantage of. And without question, you know, playing a lot of defensive linemen and keeping them somewhat fresh, even though you want your best guys in there as much as you can, has helped us without question. And that's kind of been a strength to this point. And we just got to continue to guard guys better and longer, and we need to get our linebackers not only supporting the run, but they got to help on play action, which has not happened, you know, until recently. And everything matters in order to get sacks. So I just think we just got to continue to learn and push forward with that.
How much has Lawrence and Branson been an anchor in the middle there?
Well, they've been great leaders. They work really hard. They play a lot of football for us. We've been able to keep them a little bit fresher. I thought Branson really got injured early on when he came back and played, so I give him a lot of credit. We had a handful that had some stuff go on that they were able to play through. But Branson and Lawrence want to win. They've been here. They're battle tested, and they do a really good job for our football team.
With Kieran, what's his status as you start the week?
He's probably unlikely.
What did he injure on Saturday?
I'd rather not say, but it's probably lower extremity.
In Branson, do you think he'll be good to go this week?
Well, we'll see later in the week if he can go.
Did your secondary take a step forward from some previous games this past week?
I think so. I think they did a really good job overall, and like I said, I think we helped them a little bit, but they played sounder, with more focus to detail. I thought they played hard. I thought they tried to tackle and get in on plays. I thought they tried to defend the pass very well, and obviously there's still more things to correct, but it was you know, improvement, and we got to continue to make that. And like I said, it's not all on them. I think we have to help put the best package together so that they can go out there and execute, and all the small things matter to get that done.
How many seniors are going to go through senior day, and will some of those seniors potentially come back? Because I think COVID year is still possible, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't have the exact number yet because I just don't have it, and I haven't asked, but I'll get that. Yeah, we'll have some that will choose to go through senior day that might be coming back, and we try not to address that till after the season. We don't want to focus on that at this point. I think there'll be plenty of time to get that done. We want them to just concentrate, go out there and play football and try to win football games and make that decision down the road. And you know, whatever that may be, we'll help them and guide them from there. But we'll have definitely probably a few that go through that have a chance to come back.
Jeff, you talked about this a little bit after the game against Illinois, but just Aiden's job spreading the ball around after going back and watching some film on that. What kind of do you think worked well this week in terms of Aiden being able to find other targets, Payne had a solid performance as well as TJ, and what can you kind of build on that moving forward into these last 2 weeks of the regular season?
Well, it's important that we spread the ball around. It's important that other playmakers step up and emerge and make plays so that the quarterback feels comfortable going to them. I do think we were better at this past game. That definitely helped us. So, Charlie has done a great job for us, and he's been banged up, and they had their best corner on him most of the time throughout the game. He's a really good player. Payne stepped in and made plays even when he wasn't wide open. We were able to put it on him. He able to catch the ball and carry guys as far as he could. TJ stepped up and did a really nice job. And there were a couple others that played better as well. So I think, that we've seen progress in practice, but it still has to happen in the game. And like you said, our quarterback still needs to gain confidence to be able to utilize those guys. But in order to win, we're definitely going to need all those guys to play well for us.
And then you talked about the offensive line, just not giving up any sacks. Part of that also comes from, guys like Devin and Dylan in the backfield, kind of shoring up some of that pass protection. Where do you feel like the running backs have taken a step maybe in helping out in some of those pass protections? And specifically Devin, someone that you've mentioned has kind of had to work on that a little bit. How has he kind of progressed in terms of picking up some of those things?
Well, Devin doesn't have a whole lot of weight behind him. It's one of his better passing blocking days. He puts his body in there and throws it in there. Dylan, when he came in, did a nice job, and Kobe Lewis did a nice job. So all three guys have worked really hard, and they understand their role, and they got to be ready when the time calls. And we're going to need all three in order to get it done. Obviously, Kobe is bigger and stronger, and has got some physicality to him, and Dylan has a little bit of both. And then Devin, doesn't have a whole lot of weight in his rear end, but he definitely plays hard. So yes, all those things matter, and they've worked hard. Coach Barkley's worked hard with them, and I think that we're going to need those guys to play well, take care of the football. To this point, we've done a good job of taking care of the ball in the backfield, and turnovers will be critical in this game. So if we lose that battle, then we'll have a hard time coming out with the W.
Any other questions? Tom?
Jeff, Clyde Washington left the game too, first half. Sounds like Kieran's unlikely. Just tell us about Clyde first, and then just the depth in that linebacker spot. Because Jacob was starting middle linebacker, but it seems like it's getting pretty thin there.
Yeah, Clyde will probably be out for a while. So yes, we are going to be thinner than we'd like to be, and we've got to get some backups ready to go just in case, because that is a concern.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.